What is up, everybody? Eddie Soundhead back once again here with Soundhead Entertainment, doing a little bit different kind of video again because it is that time of year where we are going to crown some champions on championship weekend. And of course, as always, we start Friday night. Tonight, if you're watching this when it comes out, is the Camping World Truck Series Championship race at Homestead Miami Speedway. And we have got 4 drivers who are going to battle it out for the Truck Series Championship. In fact, it is the final Camping World Truck Series Championship before the sponsor change that'll take place next year. Of course, it was announced already that next year the Truck Series will be the Gander Outdoors Truck Series, so I'm actually pretty excited about that. But before we get there, of course, we have to crown a champion this year, and that's what we're going to do. I've got a little bit of gameplay that I recorded earlier, and I'm just going to talk over it about what I think is going to happen tonight and who is going to come out the other end, the NASCAR Camping World Truck Series champion for 2018. So let's go ahead and start off by looking at the drivers who are eligible to win it. And we'll start with the truck that I'm driving as in this footage right here. We got Johnny Sauter, the 2016 Series champion. He has been incredibly strong this season. He has 6 wins, 14 top 5s. He's just been really on it this year. I'd say he's probably the 50-50 favorite with another driver that is eligible. We'll get to that in a little bit. And of course, I'm bumping up against one of the other eligible drivers and the GMS teammate to Johnny Sauter, of course, that is Justin Haley. Now, Haley's actually had a pretty solid season himself. He's got 3 wins, 9 top 5s, and he's been very good at capitalizing on other drivers' mistakes this season to get himself a couple of wins. And if somebody hits the wall like I just did tonight, Justin Haley very well could sneak by and get a win and possibly steal the championship out from underneath some of these other guys who are a little bit stronger, I would say. But Justin Haley definitely has a fair shot. And we've seen in this series championship race before that you don't necessarily have to win this race to be the Truck Series champion. So that also plays a factor in this as well. Now let's move up to the next eligible driver. He's actually just a truck ahead of us there in the black and red Safe Flight Toyota. Driving for Kyle Busch Motorsports, it's Noah Gragson, who's had a pretty decent season. I wouldn't say it was anything spectacular. He did win one race. It was actually in the beginning of the season. It was the 6th race at Kansas. But he actually sat out the 14th race of the season at Pocono due to an illness, and he had to have a driver fill in for him. So he does get a medical waiver, which is why he was eligible to continue racing for the championship. Now, Noah, he has struggled a little bit this season, I would say. He has had a good season, but it hasn't been without his fair share of struggles, like I said. He did manage to throw away a couple of races that he probably had a fair shot to win, but just making, sort of rookie-style mistakes cost him a couple extra victories that he could have had. He wrecked going for the lead with Johnny Sauter at Dover, actually, and took himself out of contention to win that race. And, of course, had the incident with Todd Gilliland at Canadian Tire Motorsports Park on the road course in the final corner, hand-delivering a win to Justin Haley. And that got him his way through the playoffs as well. So, Gragson, if he wants to win this championship, he's going to have to clean it up and make sure he runs a strong, clean race at Homestead. But I'd say he definitely has a chance. That KBM team is strong. Eric Jones just won a championship with Kyle Busch Motorsports a couple of years ago in 2015. And of course, Noah Gragson is also moving on to the Xfinity Series next year with Junior Motorsports, so he'd love to cap off his Truck Series career with a championship. Now moving on, of course, last but not least, we have Brett Moffitt, who I would say has been the absolute sleeper driver of the season across all series of NASCAR. Brett Moffitt has shown up on the scene in a big way. He's racing for a underfunded team that did not even know if they were going to make it through the entire season. They managed to pull the funding together and got into the Final 4 at Homestead, and Brett Moffitt could very easily win this championship if things go his way and he runs a nice, hard race. He has 5 wins this season, 5 top 12s, and, he's been strong, especially on late race restarts. You better be sweating if you look in your rearview mirror and you see Brett Moffitt on that inside within the top 5 rows. You probably got a nice little sweat going down the back of your neck when you see that in your mirror. So Brett Moffitt, I would say, I would call him an underdog, but he's not even really an underdog. He could very easily win this championship. So that's who is eligible, of course, and I've given you a little rundown on them. Now, my own personal picks. Who do I think is going to win the championship, and where do I think everybody is going to rank in this Final 4 of the Truck Series Championship 4? So, let me start. I'll start at the bottom, and we'll move who I think is going to finish the worst and who I think is going to finish the best and win the championship. So starting at the bottom, I think Justin Haley is going to come home 4th in the standings. I just don't see it happening this year. I don't think he's had the speed, and I don't really think he is currently at his best to be a championship driver. I think he is going to need some more time before that is a possibility. And yeah, I just think Justin Haley, he doesn't really have what it's going to take this year. I think there's a lot of stronger guys out there. So Justin Haley will come home fourth in my pick. Number 3 will be Noah Gragson. I know Noah Gragson has a great team, but he just hasn't had it this season either. There have been guys that have outdriven him repeatedly time after time this season. He's had a strong run, but I think he's going to go to Xfinity with no championship trophy to show for it. So then there were 2. Who is going to finish second and who is going to win the championship? Personally, it's a hard decision, and I want to tell you, my heart says Johnny Sauter because I am a bit of a fan of him, but my brain is telling me Brett Moffitt. So I'm going to say Brett Moffitt is going to sort of steal the show in the 2018 Truck Series Championship, and he is going to he's going to do it. If there's a late race restart, he's definitely going to do it. But Johnny Sauter could put up that fight. You never know. He's been so strong this season, but those 2 guys, I mean, you could really flip a coin between the 2 of them. It's really, in my eyes, it's 50-50, but I'm going to put my final answer in as Brett Moffitt. I'm going to do it. I hate to put Johnny Sauter in the grave like that. He is my sentimental favorite, but in a realistic world, I think Brett Moffitt just has a slight advantage over him and could very easily win this championship tonight. So that's my pick. Let me know who you guys think is going to win down in the comments. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.